My name is Ayse Turk. I'm a graduate student at American College of Education and a 9th grade biology teacher in Laredo, Texas. I will share a sample lesson plan which is designed to implement 5E instructional model and how 5E enables me to apply universal design for learning. There are 3 UDL principles mentioned in the video prepared by CAST. The first one is providing multiple means of representation, which is to present the content and information in a variety of ways to engage all learners, such as using video, graphics, animations, and highlighting important words or concepts. The second one is to provide multiple means of actions and expression. For instance, it may not be a good idea to ask every student to write a research paper about the DNA, since some of the students may not like writing, or they will prefer other ways to present themselves, such as building a DNA model instead. Therefore, asking every student a writing assignment seems fair, but in fact it would actually set a barrier for those students who express themselves with other means. The last principle is providing multiple means of engagement. For instance, I may assign some of my students to read about how Watson and Crick discovered the structure of DNA and received a Nobel Prize, and I may ask some others to build a DNA model with Kinect set or with a 3D design software. It would be good to have a 3D printer to design and print our own model. 5E, one of the instructional models we mostly use in science classes. It has 5 phases. The first phase starts with a hook and motivates students to learn more. It could be demonstrations, an article, or an interesting video clip. The second phase provides opportunities to explore the concepts by collecting data through lab activities or construct a model. The third phase, where students explain their understanding with their own words, clarify the concept by asking questions or correct any misconceptions. The fourth phase, where students apply their knowledge and perform a new task, which promotes deeper learning. The final phase is where students test their learning through formal and informal settings. In this part of my presentation, I will share a sample lesson plan about photosynthesis and cell respiration with 5E instructional model. The engage phase of this lesson starts with a review activity to connect their past learning to the topic, since they already studied these 2 processes in 7th grade. Students will review the topic with a puzzle handout by identifying the reactants and products of the chemical equation for photosynthesis. In this phase, I remind students the concepts by asking some leading questions, such as, in your own words, explain what is happening in the illustration on the handout. What gas is used by plants during photosynthesis? Where does it came from? And where does it enter the plant? What gas is produced by plants during photosynthesis? How does it leave the plant? And where does it go? For the explore phase, students may investigate the relationship between photosynthesis and cellular respiration. This is an experimental investigation in which the students will investigate how the reactants of photosynthesis and products of cellular respiration cycle between plants and animals. The experiment is very well known and requires an aquatic plant like Elodea and snail and bromotil blue solution, which is a carbon dioxide indicator. Students will prepare several test tubes to test each variables and observe the presence of carbon dioxide, then share their results with multiple means of action and representations. Technology can be integrated in this part, such as students can be allowed to choose how they will present their result, which allows me to apply the second principle of UDL. They may use Google spreadsheet to present their results with a graph and data table, or they can take pictures during the experiments since the experiments takes 2 days. Then prepare photography presentation with web tools such as Animoto and VVideo. Actually, this part can be related to the next phase, which is explain. Students conduct an experiment and how they need to verbalize the concept they just explored. In this part, I will ask a real life question and let my students to research about it with technology. They can use Google research, or I can show simple websites to research about the question. The sample question would be, there is an urban legend that states that it is unsafe for a person to sleep in a room full of plants at night. What approach or strategy would you use to test this idea? Then again, they can use different methods to share their findings. The last phase is called evaluation, which includes both formal and informal assessment. I will assign my students to create a flyer or infographic with or without technology to raise awareness about the importance of a plant for human beings.